Morning guys, another day of retro content. Today is the one day of the year that we all look forward to here in SA. It's the retro MTB Show and Shine, and this year they've also got a pump track event. About to load the car up. As you can see, I've got the steeds ready to rock and roll. I'm going to get the car packed up, hit the road, and then bring you guys some awesome retro content. So grab yourself a coffee or a beer, sit back in your favorite chair and check it out. This is the third year that we've had the retro MTB SA Show and Shine, and every year it's going from strength from strength. Last year we had 49 bikes registered, and this year we've had over 91 bikes, so that is a fairly substantial jump up from last year.
You go around and you choose your favourite bike and you put the number on it and you put it in there.
Deserves, buddy. What do you got cooking? Good looking?
Schlags.
Oh yeah. I think you gotta shut the lid on those. And this particular bike here belongs to the museum. It's one of Steve Pete's 1996 World Cup Cairns race bikes, and that was bought from Cairns by a couple of South Australian lads and brought back here, and it's now on display in the museum. Absolute amazing bike. We're also lucky enough to have Nathan Rennie and his partner Sarah down. Nathan was a celebrity judge this year at the Show and Shine because he was in town dropping off 2 frames at the Australian Mountain Bike Museum. His 2003 World Cup Iron Horse and his 1999 Junior World Champ GT Lobo. And the category for the early 80s mountain bikes is actually called the ATB, which stands for all-terrain bicycle. And it's pretty much a credit to their owners on how good a condition these bikes are for bikes that are essentially 40 years old. Yeah, really good to see. Talk me through what's it called?
This is a 1991 Kirk Revolution.
Super rare.
Cast magnesium. They're only in business for a couple of years because they broke a lot. And I think they went bust because of warranty issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty rare.
So it's magnesium.
My boss had one. Ended up with my brother owning it for a few years even, so I've ridden one. It's pretty rare. This was new old stock, found out of a bike shop in Sydney.
It's even got nice grips on it.
Never been ridden, so this bike hasn't had a wheel turned with a body on it yet. So
this may be the only lasting one in existence.
oh no, there's definitely a couple getting
There
around,
is?
but they're pretty rare for sure.
Every Monday after school. Only Monday.
And this Repco Crackenback, I mean, it looks like it hasn't been used. There's not even any brake rub on the rims. I mean, I don't even know how a bike like this exists being 30 years old and still it looks like it's just been taken out of the plastic. An absolute barn find and a credit to the owner Jason, who's, well, he probably hasn't even restored it, he just gave it a wash. Unbelievably nice.
Just his bar edge. Riding style is like channel in the raging horse. Then you get up going.
This Blue Tequesta is one of my personal favourites from their show. Jason's done a really good job with this bike. All the little anodised parts and all the bling on it makes this thing a really special bike the more you look at it. And this Karakoram, like the Tequila Sunrise, is probably the most iconic paint job next to the Team Scream for an early GT. And this Haro has been brought over from the US as a frame in luggage by the owner Andrew, and this bike gets regularly ridden every week. And if you started mountain biking in the early 90s, chances are you would have owned a Shogun, or you knew someone that owned a Shogun. They were everywhere in the early 90s. Definitely one of the most popular bikes. And this Kermit Green 96 Avalanche may be one of the only green Avalanches in existence. And no, you're not seeing things. That is a single crown duty DHO with a through axle. Yep, and this faded blue 95 Zaskar is my Zaskar. Definitely one of my favourite bikes from my collection. Judges went into it, but it's still my baby. And for the show and shine this year, the RTS here got a bit of an upgrade to full XT739 from last year's LX563, and yeah, pretty happy with the way she came out. And this 990 is mostly a NOS bike. It's never been ridden, and just about all of the parts on this bike is NOS. And tyres have not seen dirt with a rider on top. Unbelievable.
Brakes on the Rocky for the day, Cam?
The old Craftworks DHR. Craftworks is another iconic South Australian brand from the early 90s as well. And this Savani Hardcore is a nostalgia build for the owner, who painstakingly sourced all the parts and rebuilt a race bike that he had back in the 90s. And the iconic Marzocchi Monster T is probably one of the most iconic free wide forks, and also probably one of the heaviest as well. And this Carbon Giant MCM team is also another resto mod that's been built up by the owner and does regular laps around Adelaide. It's actually really cool to see so many resto mods this year, whereas last year there was only 3 resto mods, and looks like this year the numbers have doubled, which is cool. Good to see that these old bikes get repurposed and reused with modern parts. And if you're into gravel bikes, this is one awesome build. A fair old stack going on there with the brakes, but the custom bracket on the back. A lot of work's gone into this bike, and this is a regular competitive bike. And this bike is the one that took out the Franken bike, and it's made up of I don't even know how many different parts, and a lot of hours have gone into building this thing. It's so much to take in. And this Santa Cruz Super 8 ended up taking out the downhill category. It was packed away before the podium presentation, but Santa Cruz Super 8, Marzocchi shivers. What else do you need to say? And this Diamondback V10 was a build that was built in the 90s. This bike hasn't been restored. This is in the original condition from back in 98. And this bike's actually for sale. So if you're interested, drop into the comments. And this is my DHI Team Edition. This bike is fast, still rides really well. And check out my YouTube channel and the episode I did where I took this thing out to Kersbrook and absolutely gave it the berries. What a cool bike. And this orange Team Global got the People's Choice Award, and this was one bike that pretty much dropped jaws as soon as it was wheeled in, even with the black box rock shocks on it. This bike is in amazing condition, it's blinged out and looks like it would still ride. Absolutely sick. What a weapon of a bike, and credit to the owner. Great job. If you've seen any of the previous Retro Show and Shine videos I put out from the previous 2 years, you'll recognise this RTS. This RTS steals the show. The attention to detail on this bike is amazing. It is a truly immaculate bike, and it is a credit to Jason on the job he's done building this bike. The level of bikes this year seems like it really kicked up a notch, and this Zascar in particular won the Retro of the Year, and every single part, every single detail of this bike is either NOS or in as good a condition. And I would almost go out there and say that if there is a better Zascar in Australia than this one here, drop in the comments, or even better yet, bring it to the Show and Shine next year and see how you go, because this is one fine example of how to restore a bike. I love looking at this balance. It's got a lot of blinged out parts on it, but one thing that gives me nightmares are those Odyssey triple traps. I spent 4 weeks in hospital in 1997 with a skin graft from an exact same pair of pedals as those. This iconic mantis is also a bit of a showstopper. The owner actually took this out of the display, went and did a couple of laps of the mountain bike track, and then brought it back and stuck it back on the stand. How cool is that? Oh, the Iron Horse Sunday World Cup Edition. What an iconic bike for Australian mountain biking. Kind of reminds me of Sam Hill. It's such a sick, fast looking bike. Also credit to the owner on the condition of this bike, and it's one of those bikes that just looks fast sitting still.
Alright, I'm going in this
Lose points for not having seats and grip.
Yep.
Well, we started off with 5 points and finished at 5 points.
Yep.
For no seat. Yeah. It doesn't score high.
I thought that's the Iron Horse that you actually won the overall on, that frame there.
That's the exact one.
That's the exact one, yeah. And you've done it, and you've loaning it to the boys from the museum for a short time.
Yeah, that's right. So this frame here, which I won 2003 World Cup overall, that'll be at the museum there for a period of time there. I mean, it has sat in other stores and other venues for a while, but yeah, I'm happy for it to be there. As long as it's nice and safe, it will be. And
definitely.
Yeah, so that's the one I won 2003 World Cup overall.
Overall on. It looks similar to an Intense Uzi DH. Is there any similarities in that or not?
As far as the geometry goes, it is similar. And I thought the same thing, but you put an Intense next to this, they are different.
Yeah, I see differences, yeah.
There are differences. There are linkage differences and also sizing differences. Yeah. And material differences as well.
Is that your Junior Worlds frame?
Yeah, that's Junior Worlds. Yeah, that's 1999 Junior World Champion in Åre, Sweden.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had that frame for a long time. That one's been around at a few stores as well. So I'm glad it's finally got a home in the museum there.
Yeah. And anyone wants to come and look at it, they can go in there, make an appointment with the boys, and then
that's it. Yeah,
have a suss.
Yeah, it'll be sat there. There's like a little display there as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be sitting there. It hasn't been built up. It was built up there for a little while, but then the risk of having things taken, ridden off with, and also parts and stuff for a period of time there were kind of scarce. So this is basically what's left of it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, fair enough. I remember, because I'm a touch older than you, I remember when you started showing up in medium, that were you riding an Avanti, like Avanti? Were you ever a team rider for Avanti?
Yeah, a long time ago I rode an Avanti, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Probably 1998,
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah, 1998, good year for those guys, a couple of years. Yeah, I think that bike actually got stolen.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay.
At 98 World Championships.
Spelling.
Yeah, then I rode
before or after the race?
Before the race.
So you had to borrow one.
So I borrowed a bike from Cannondale.
Yeah.
And then I got third at that race, and that created enough attention to get picked up from a team in California, the Crank Pro Junior X team.
Okay, yeah.
And that's where it all started.
Yeah.
It all started from having a bike and having it stolen to borrowing a bike to then doing well.
Smashing it.
And then getting a pro ride after that.
Then you're away.
Yeah.
Was Iron Horse the pro ride that you jumped on?
No, I rode for Yeti for years.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I rode for Yeti. That was 2000 to 2002.
Yeah.
So 3 years on there.
Yeah.
And then, again, things changed with teams at the highest level like that. And so then went to Iron Horse and then won World Cup overall. Yeah. And then got picked up from Santa Cruz, and I've ridden Santa Cruz ever since. I did 1 year with Morwood, although things didn't work out.
Yeah.
And then, so Santa Cruz, I've been with those guys for such a long time now.
Yeah, because when it was like you and Chris sort of come on the scene at the same time, Kavarik, and you guys were smashing people by seconds, if not almost minutes.
Well, maybe not minutes, but we come on the scene and we really shook a few feathers, in the US scene there, and they were wondering, what are these guys doing? And it's strange, when you have a group of people and they get used to each other and they get used to who's winning, and then you throw us in the mix and we're beating these guys. They're these guys must be doing incredibly different. But the fact is, you guys have been racing each other for so long, you're used to just how fast to go. Come in and go faster, and it's just you can go faster than the guys that. And then we started pushing the boundaries again.
Yeah, and dominating as well. Yeah, and then Sam came up as well, and he did the same thing, didn't he?
Sam was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
He came up, he did okay, and then he started doing really well, and then he's still doing well.
You still got your V10 at home? Yeah. But that's not doing any museum tours, though, is it? That's
my big thing.
Yeah. Would you say that was your favourite bike in your career, like your racing career?
Overall, V10, that was the one.
It's got the magic.
It's got the magic. I mean, like, some people, like, it's difficult to set up, it is, but at the highest level like that, that's just what it is.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So once we got all the spring rates and that sorted out, and then like a bit of suspension adjustments and head angles and things like that, once we sorted that out, can't go wrong.
Away you go. That's it. Yeah. And you and Ranger got a podcast out now as well.
Yeah, me and my long-term best friend, we have our Stampede Ranger podcast.
Yep.
It's very diverse. We have a very good group of people, a good mixture of people that we interview. We have film producers, sporting people, mums and dads. You know, we really have a bit of everyone on there. So we're looking forward to that. We've got a couple episodes out so far. We're working on some more coming up. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, Stampede Ranger podcast. And that's on
Ranger podcast.
Yeah, sick. And it's on YouTube as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
so you can
YouTube
actually watch.
There, Podbean. As well, and so like we just kind of leave them out as we go along, but always just check like my Facebook sites and that, and like I advertise on there. So pretty easy to find. Stampede Ranger podcast.
Yep. And then you do the training as well, like the coaching, the Victory Lab.
Yeah,
Victory
Lab. We've got Victory Lab. Pumping at the moment. We've got a few good young guys coming up through the ranks, which is really good. And, they're doing really well actually. So the Victory Lab is always happy to help as young up and coming riders. So I don't mind like. There's guys out there that really just want to do well, you know, and I really want to help them do well.
And who better to coach, really?
I've been through absolutely all of it. Highs and lows. And just, you know, even when you're at the highest of your sport, then you still fail, you know? And I've been through that.
You got to be prepared for the losses as well as the wins, don't you?
Yeah, and like it's not even coming back. I mean, like it's like sometimes you have these crazy contracts and you still lose, you know. And it's like, well, but I still did well, and it's like, but we want you to win, you know. And it's pretty cutthroat at the highest.
Oh, level. I couldn't imagine the mental game that goes into all that as well as the physical.
Like you train so hard to win, and then you get say third in the world, and you fail.
Even though
you're third in the world.
It's hard to get your head around that.
It's hard to get your head around, but that's what, like in any sport, that's what it's like.
And it's good because some people are awesome coaches, but not so much great competitors in their time, whereas you've got both of them stitched up.
Trust me, I've done it all, and it's not just like some come and join the Victory Lab because I know it all, because I can actually say that I do.
Did you actually do it all?
I've been through the whole thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Thanks, Nathan. Thanks for coming out. Is there any, before I go, any bikes that you looked at and gone, that's awesome. I would love to do a lap on that.
I'll tell you what, like...
I'll release this after the judgings anyway, so no one will know.
It's all right. I mean, like, it's just such a mixed bag. I mean, and I've ridden a lot of bikes in my time. I have, like, whether I was sponsored by them or not, I've always, you know, been interested in other bikes, but yeah, it really is such a mixed bag. It's hard to really answer that.
Oh, glad you had a good time here, and thanks for coming down,
Nate. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, easy.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, cheers.
Pedestrian sign, red, when it goes to green, go. Shoot around. Brick road, sponsors. Around. When you hit this line, stop pedaling. In between the inside of those two white lines, and then stop in here.
Stop in the box.
Watching the clock.
It's not tight at all, is it? I heard that. Yeah, Evan. Yeah.
That's a half. Oh, and you got it back. Speed going.
Come on.
So you lost, you gain, you lost.
Damn. Go, Rex, go. Oh, he was lightning through there. Oh, look at him go. He's on fire. There's flames coming from the tyres. Oh. Go right. That's it. It's alright, happens to the best of us. Come on, put the big ones in. He's working hard, he's moving. Half manual. Nah. He's so Go, Shane. Big one's in. Go the hard rock. Whoa. He's booging. Yeah, I guess the double. Oh. Up sounds good.
So even though he kind of had that little mishap at the start, it looks like he's just coasting around the track, and his time was still good enough to get a second place. So it just goes to show how smooth and composed Connor is on the bike. It's pretty cool to watch.
Yes, mate.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Nice. Good.
Killer. Yes.
Lines, right between the lines. Yes. Pull up in the box. Yeah.
Okay, so when you're ready,
Okay.
watch for the light and green. You designed this course too, just remember that. Let's see some tricky dickies. This is your pump track. Go the crafty. Oh, he's putting in the big ones. Look at him go. Do a trick. Whoa.
The winner of Bridge Road Challenge goes to Nari.
Yo.
Oh, second place is Sam Styles and Connor Ferrin.
Yeah.
Fighting for the trophy.
Bridge Road Challenge pump track winners.
Yeah, well, first of all, this is a really great event, and like just having like the retro community all come together. I mean, like, although I still consider myself to be quite young, but I look at these bikes, and these are the bikes that I grew up with when I was a teenager into my 20s, and these things were like the benchmark of what mountain biking is today. And like when I heard about having like a retro festival or competition such as this, I mean, a bit of a mind-blowing experience to think that, oh, that's me now, you know, like I went through this period, and then now we're celebrating that period, and I'm honoured in a way to actually be a part of it. So thanks a lot to everyone for having us down here, and yeah, I wouldn't miss it for the world. So
In the sun, we can bring
No, that's all good.
Probably would be good.
Yeah, boys. Number 1 and 2 and 3. You happy? Yeah, Jace.
Nigel's GT RTS and Nigel's, and the winner was Jason's GT RTS.
Yay. Awesome.
There you go, mate. Nice work.
Giant MCM team on 95.5.
Yeah, lads.
Yeah. Tinkering with that on the pushies, coming up with these great things like the backwoods and everything. So, yeah.
So, what I want to know, now that this hasn't scored any better than a third, yeah, but now that it's no better.
Taking back home the crown, Jason.
In the greatest of the century.
That is a list of
Rex is on the podium.
So that's it for another year, Brad. 2024, you would say that it's better than last year, bikes-wise?
Definitely. Huge numbers, pretty well doubled our numbers from last year. A lot of new rides come out, people are just going above and beyond, and a lot of new faces, which is really, really good. So and a really, really good variety of bikes. Some categories last year we had 1 or 2 bikes rock up. This year we had like 6 to 8, so it's really good spread.
Yep, and some celebrity judges as well. Some big names.
Yeah,
World
it was
champions.
Really nice. Nathan Rennie and his partner Sarah come all the way down from Queensland to join us and be part of the celebrity judge for us for the day.
Yeah, that was huge. Yeah.
Great people, bit of a legend, really nice couple. And then for Connor Ferrin, new legend of the downhill, especially South Australian as well.
Wouldn't you say that the retro scene is going from strength to strength as far as what we've got going on here in SA?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Even seeing the people rocking up today, just general public, just stopping by, or people who've actually seen the advertising for it and coming down, having a bit of a look. Young kids coming down, getting right into it. There's some young kids who are actually collecting bikes as well already, and they're just like gobsmacked, and it was really good to see a big variety of people coming down and checking it out, and then talk about what they've got. So you might see some new faces come out again.
Yeah.
It's just growing, like you said, strength by strength every month we have an event. Every year we have Show and Shine. So
Yeah.
some good fun events coming up, and instead of just on the socials, actually getting out there, meeting each other, having great fun on the old girls, and that's what it's all about. Just having fun with people with the same mind, same love, same passion for the old stuff.
That's it. Retro MTB SA on the Facebook socials and Insta. Yeah,
Instagram.
awesome day. Well done, Brad.
Thanks, mate.
No worries.